Welcome back to Let's Talk. I'm Chad Landers. Thanks for checking out the new show. Our next guest has quite the soccer journey, including playing in a national championship game for Division III powerhouse Messiah. Let's welcome to the show Warwick grad Macaulay Soto. Macaulay, thanks so much for coming on Let's Talk. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Really excited for this conversation. Loved looking at your career. But first, we want to know what's up with you. Where are you at? Fill us in.
This will be my fourth season at Virginia Tech as the Virginia Tech Women's Soccer Director of Operations. So I'm really excited about that. Kind of this finally getting into the groove of things, being my fourth season, feels at home. So off to, a good start with this year.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk about that. But on Let's Talk, we like to rewind your journey a little bit. So we're going to go back to the beginning of your soccer career. You started with the Warwick Warriors 2009 to 2012. When did the varsity career start there? As a freshman, sophomore, and then where did they have you playing on the field?
Yeah, I was like trying to think about my high school time because I feel so removed. But I started my freshman year for Warwick, and that was kind of a little bit unheard of for freshmen to start. And we had a pretty big senior class that was a little bit intimidating. They were all really good. But then there was another freshman as well who started, and they had me starting as a forward. So for those 4 years, I played a forward position.
Second goal of the game, the freshman Macaulay Soto.
Which was really awesome, and that was pretty impactful to be able to kind of as a freshman jump in right away with those seniors and have that opportunity to kind of learn from them and take after their leadership.
That's amazing. All right, so let's fast forward to 2011 a little bit. Pretty good year for the Warwick Warriors. Section 2 champs. You had the number 2 seed in the district playoffs, and you finished the season at 16-3-1. So what do you remember from that year? I mean, that Section 2 champion, it hasn't happened too much in the Warwick girls soccer program history, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I remember we were really excited to start the season. We knew that we had a good group to go. We knew that the junior class was strong and that the senior class had really good leadership, and that we had all pretty much returned from the year prior, so we were excited about that. And I don't know if it's the competitiveness in me, but I remember just being really excited to be in the playoffs and being like, oh, we got this. We're going to make a far run. And then I just remember losing to Manheim Township in that first round. And that still is something that I think about. I think it's just the competitor in me is always, those things stick with you. Like the good memories stick with you as well. But that's one thing you wish you could go back and kind of change that legacy that you wanted to leave that year, because I thought that we did really have a good team and we could have gone a lot further.
Well, and as a Warwick athlete, anytime you lose to Manheim Township, that just jabs you extra hard.
Oh, it hurts. It still hurts.
Those rivalries. Well, the rivalry's still cooking strong here today. So, it's in all the sports here up in Lancaster County. Let's move on to the next level for you. You picked Messiah College. Great decision, by the way. An absolute powerhouse in Division III women's soccer. And I just want to spell this out for people watching this. When you showed up as a freshman, not only was Messiah the defending national champs, but they were on a run of playing in 6 consecutive national championship games. They won 4 of those. So, again, great decision there on your part. What was that freshman experience like?
I think for me, I love soccer in high school, and I just kind of wanted to play soccer in college, but I wasn't really that passionate about it until probably after the first month of being at Messiah. And my class and I are still very close. We still talk about everything. And our year, there were 10 of us, and we kind of just expected, that was the expectation, that you would go and you would play in the national championship and you would win. That was just an expectation. And we our freshman year, were along for the ride, I guess you could say. But we didn't know anything different. That culture there, they just kind of instilled in you from day one that the end goal is we will win a national title.
The women's soccer program of Messiah College will bring home the national championship.
So there really wasn't anything else to look at but that, which I thought was a really neat way to go about it. And then when I got to Messiah, a little bit of a hard transition from high school to college, but I instantly fell in love with it. It was competitive. The culture was fantastic, and it is something that's changed my life forever.
Anytime you can go as a freshman in college and win a national title, that's got to be exciting. I think that would just be so much fun. And again, the program was really clicking on all cylinders there. If we fast forward to your senior year, very interesting. Messiah at one point in the number one team in the nation. I think your final record was like 22-0-3. So you actually technically never had a loss on that record, a couple of ties. And in that national semifinal game, so one game away from that national championship opportunity, you guys went to penalty kicks, and after double overtime, and you lose it there. That's the only loss of the season. So how good was that team? How special of a year was that? And then on the back end, how hard was that loss there?
I think I just got a little bit of chills, but
Me too.
I think it was really hard, especially like when talking about, my freshman year in our class was so big. We kind of just got thrown into it with that expectation. Like we knew, like we just assumed we would always get to the national title. Like it was easy. And then, our sophomore year losing in the Sweet 16, and then junior year losing in the Elite 8, like you realize it's not easy. And like all the players that came before us, they put in all this extra work. They did all the little things that needed to be done. And it wasn't easy. And I think for my senior class, we wanted so badly to get back there because only a few of us had played in that game the freshman year. And we wanted to get back there, and not just for us, but we wanted to leave that legacy with the underclassmen to get to experience that. So I think that's kind of why it was a lot harder when we lost than we expected, because, going through the first few years, you just think it's going to happen, and it doesn't. And I just wish, I could go back and, tell other teammates that like it doesn't just happen. Like there are so many little things that we worked for to make it possible, and I think that's why it still stings to this day, because we had it. But
yeah, good team, great team, and to be fair to Messiah, they have gotten back to the top of the mountain, the current defending 2019 national champs. But let's move on. So Messiah, you played at Messiah College. You got an opportunity to intern at Purdue University's athletic department. You worked at a college called Carthage College in Wisconsin. And then in 2017, you make your way to Virginia Tech's women's soccer program, and you're the director of operations. So what has this journey been like, and what do you get to do for Virginia Tech over there?
Yeah, so I think trying to figure out a career in college, my uncle is the men's basketball director of operations for Purdue men's basketball, and I interned with him, and I like instantly fell in love with it. Like I knew I wanted to stay around the game. But the hard thing is at this time, there wasn't really many opportunities for director of operations for women's soccer, unless it is in, a Power 5 school. So I did my internship, graduated still with this idea that I wanted to become a director of operations. But I had to go be a GA somewhere, to kind of try to get my master's and see if I could get my foot in the door elsewhere. And working Penn State camps every summer kind of helped a little bit, having a relationship with Erica Walsh from Penn State, and she knew that I wanted to go in this career route. So when the job opened up at Virginia Tech, she had reached out to me, asking if it would be something I was interested in, and I said absolutely. And I never worked in Division I, only Division III, so it could have been, it was a little bit overwhelming. But my boss, Chugger Dare, he took a leap of faith on me and gave me this great opportunity. So since I've been here, I've stepped away from the coaching, obviously, which everyone's like, don't you want to get back into coaching? And no, I love the logistical side of things. I just love being around, the staff and the players. So for me, I still get to go out to practice every day to watch. And I just do a lot of the traveling, meals, help with team culture, just like a lot of the other little things so that the coaching staff can just focus on coaching on the field.
Did I get to see you do any recruiting? Do you get to do any of that? Are you involved there at all?
No.
Okay. That's always been fascinating.
I'm able to work camps in the summer, which is nice to kind of be able to coach, which is nice to have that opportunity to work camps and coach kids and stuff. But I definitely love the logistical side of things of the operations.
Okay, so we're not able to convince or push you towards that coaching, head coaching duty at any point right now? I mean, is that down the road at all, or you're happy kind of this path here with this logistical stuff?
Yeah, I think, people ask me that quite often, not pressing me, hey, are you sure you don't want to get back into coaching? There's not really many opportunities elsewhere to continue if you want to do women's soccer, director of ops, like you're you're in the ACC, like probably one of the best conferences for women's soccer, they say. But I love it here and I love what I do. And right now I can't see myself doing anything else.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, we wish you the best of luck. It sounds like an amazing job. ACC, I do agree, one of the better conferences in the country. Cannot thank you enough for coming on here, Macaulay. Thank you so much for joining Let's Talk. And we do appreciate your time. Thank you so much and take care.
Thank you so much. Take care, guys.
Well, that was a lot of fun. A national champion on the show right here. Really enjoyed that. A couple of stellar athletes joining me today. And that'll wrap up the show. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Chad Landers. Thanks for tuning in. And come back next time for more conversation on a brand new episode of Let's Talk.